Hi guys, and welcome again to Esiwakago YouTube channel. I take this chance to welcome each and everybody who is watching for the first time, and those of you who have been here since the word go. And we are now heading to 5,000 subscribers, and I know very soon, very soon, before the year closes, we will be able to hit the 5,000 mark. Can we do this, by the way, before the year ends? Like, we have few weeks and then the year will be 2022. Before 2022, can we cross over the year with 5,000 plus subscribers? I know we can do this. Okay. I am here for a very heavy topic, a very difficult one, and I know so many people wouldn't want to talk about it. But you know what? This channel is to inform, encourage, and inspire. So why not inform when I'm supposed to? So I'm here to talk about a topic, a very hot topic about racism in America. I see so many people asking me, oh, how are the schools? Do the kids get bullied there because of their color? Do they get discriminated? I won't tell you no, and I won't tell you yes. And other people ask, do you get discrimination at work? Do you get discriminated at the hospitals when you go there for services? To start with, I won't lie to you. In a hospital, I have ever seen any discrimination. And saying this, I do not mean like other people don't get it. Racism can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter if it is a restaurant. It doesn't matter if it is a hospital, school, and stuff. But before I move forward, let me tell you something. And this is true. If you ever walk around looking for bad things in people, you will find them. So your attitude will let you or will expose you to what you want to see. If you have an attitude of believing that every other person you come across has racism, or they are looking at you suggestively in a way like they are looking at you like an immigrant, that is what you're gonna see, and that is what you're gonna find in them always. So with me, I have that attitude that it doesn't matter what they see in me, but I'm gonna believe that smile they give. I'm gonna believe it, because even if I don't believe it, I cannot change the fact that is behind that smile. You know, there are good people in this country, and there are also those people who are still rooted in the past of when there used to be white and black, and they haven't rubbed that off. Like, they still believe that there should be a difference between a white person and a black person. With me, a human being is just a human being. Think of it this way. If I am black and they look at me as a black person who is not supposed to be regarded as a human being, I also can or would decide to look at them as white who do not regard to be who are not worthy to be regarded as human being, and just see them as white. So whenever we bring in the issue of white and black, we mess everything. We mess it. A color doesn't mean you are less a human being, or you have more privilege than the other person. And that being said, it doesn't mean like everybody gonna view you from this perspective. They will still see you from their attitude, because in everything in this life, all what matters is the attitude. And this is why I said, as an immigrant, I am an immigrant coming all the way from Kenya. In Kenya, I didn't know nothing else other than, I didn't even know I was black, by the way, because I just knew I was a Kenyan citizen, period, nothing else. And this is where so many immigrants get a shock, because you have been raised knowing you are a citizen. You belong to Kenya, period, nothing else. In Kenya, we do have immigrants too. We have Sudanese, we have white people living there. We have never ever discriminated any. In fact, we give them we give them high privileges. You see? Because the way we were raised like a human being is a human being, and they are worth your respect. So, coming here in America, yes, you will find discrimination, you will find racism, they can be racist against you, but there is one thing I would want to advise someone, that whether they discriminate you or not, it is always good to know and to let them know, or show them, not in a bad way, but just show them you are here to stay. You are here to stay, and you're not a beggar. You do not ask anyone to help you with your daily needs. So you work for them the same way they work for them. And if the government of America allowed you to come to America and be a citizen of America, why would you be so bothered by someone because they are discriminating you? They might discriminate you, but there is law, and there is something we call, when you walk into a hospital and you are black, you cannot just arrive at the parking lot and realize that you're a black person and they're gonna discriminate you, and the next thing you do is to rub off your face or your color so that you can enter like the color they would want to see. And this is number 2 thing that people get mistaken. It is not just the whites who are racist against the black. The black too are also racist against the whites. So you as an immigrant, you do not know what goes on between these two people. The fight they have, it has existed for many years. You do not know where it started. All we know is that we came to this country as immigrants, and whatever they are fighting for, please don't bother to know, because it doesn't concern you. I am a witness. I am a black person. I do go to a church where it is mostly white, and I have never been in an environment with so much love like my church. My church has the best people. They are very true to who they are, how they treat you, and they have been of great support to me since I moved to Kansas, because I have seen them not just smiling at you, but with the actions. And it is also the same case with the neighborhood that I live in. So it is not always what you see out there that has everybody. Like, not just everyone is racist because they are white. Not just everyone is bad because they are black. So you might see this kind of racism and discrimination at maybe places of work, schools, institutions, and public transport and restaurants. But if I can be true to you, I have never been discriminated like on my face. I have never seen someone being racist. Maybe this is the irony. This is the irony of the story. When I joined college, I was new in America, and my accent was that, the deep accent, the accent from Nyeri, and now the Sheng from Nairobi, Dandora, you see, now combined, and now I'm in America, I'm supposed to be addressing people in pure English. So you can guess of what I could talk, how I could talk. So I joined college in Missouri, and I found this one staff member who was a black African American, and he was so racist to me, like racist, black against black. So he was assuming he cannot get a word I had stayed in America for like a year and then I was joining school. Okay, I do understand that my accent was so bad back then, but he was also not ready to listen to what I'm saying, because you know, African American, they have deep accent. They have that English that you will struggle a whole day trying to understand what they mean. So personally, I was struggling to hear what he was telling me, but he wouldn't even take a second to listen to me. He was just showing me how I have a very bad accent. And at some point, after repeating like 10 times, I can hear what he's saying, but he doesn't bother to listen, because there is this one thing: you can only get to hear what a person is saying if you listen first. You don't just talk. If you want to listen, you will get what they are saying. If you want to hear, you might miss the whole thing. There is a difference between hearing and listening. Listening, it is processing what the other person is talking about. Hearing, you can hear noises, you can hear them say and interpret what you just want, because you're not taking time, you're not even taking time to get to understand what they are saying. So I experienced it there, and I believe that was the first time I got to experience discrimination. And what I did, you have a right to tell him, can I speak to your manager? If you cannot hear what I'm saying, can I speak to your manager? If he just pretends he doesn't hear what you are saying, write it down to him. Give me a paper and a pen. Write it down to him. Tell him, can I talk to someone who can hear what I'm saying? Because I can hear you, but you cannot hear me, simply because you do not want to listen. So that was so frustrating. And I wondered how I'm gonna make it through college, but I did. And in fact, I scored the best in writing essays. So it doesn't matter. Just maintain the right attitude. And by the way, even in my class, the class that I joined for writing, and it was a writing class. The teacher that I got enrolled in her class, she categorically, she called me and she told me, I do not think you're gonna do well in my class because you're a non-native. So by then, even telling me native, I didn't even know what it means. So I was like, what do you mean? I enrolled myself in your class because I wanted to do this class. It was English 101. Was it 101? I can't remember, so many years ago. So she repeated the same thing. I do not think you're gonna be able to go through with my class to the end because I don't think you can score. I don't think you can score. That is what she told me. So the only discrimination that I've ever gotten was in college when I was trying to pursue a certain course. I won't talk about it here. It's a story of another day. So she told me point blank, she doesn't think I can score in her class because I wasn't born in America. And I told her, listen, I enrolled myself in your class, and I enrolled myself because I wanted to learn this type of English. It was 101 if I'm not wrong, writing essays. So it is the skills, they test you, or they train you to have the skills that you're required to have as a professional. Or if you ever end up having a career, you have to write to people professionally with American Standard English. So that is what I was doing. I told her, listen, I enrolled myself in this class because I wanted to learn how to write as a professional. So telling me you don't think that I will carry this to the end or I'm gonna score anything in your class, I do not understand where you are coming from, because I am the one who wants to become what I want to become, and just do your work, I will do mine. At the end, we shall meet and see. So that class had so many natives, people who are born in America, Black Americans and whites. And trust me, towards the end, when we were doing the second exam to the end, the class didn't have as many people as who joined. Why? Because they dropped it. They couldn't carry on with it. I hanged on there until the last minute. And I remember the exam we did before the end exam, the final exam. She called me to her office and I was like, did I fail or what did I do this time? So she told me, at the beginning, I didn't think you will perform in my class, but I'm just calling you here to commend, just to commend you for what you've done. It is exceptionally well. And I was like, oh yeah. So I didn't even have the right words to tell her back because I felt she undermined me simply because maybe of my accent. So whether you have an accent or not, that was with a white teacher. And the first one was from a African American, that is Black American. So you can fight racism, or racism can be projected to you from either a white or a black, but it doesn't conclude that every other person in America is racist. They are not. I have told you, I have had very good friends, white friends, and also I have had very good friends, Black American. So it all depends with who you come across, but carry your head raised high and never ever feel intimidated. And the third thing, never ever have an attitude of seeing just any other person as a racist simply because you have experienced it before. It is not true. Just give them a chance, test them, deal with them, relate with them, and maybe they are the best people you will ever come across. Up to this point, may I see you in the next video. Share, like, comment, and do not forget to keep on keeping on, because that is the motto of Esuakago YouTube channel. We do not give up. We can only strive to see a better tomorrow. And God is there. We are here doing something so that God will bless us. And bye-bye. See you. When you see me, say hi.